Crypto God here, and today we have a lovely, wonderful, gorgeous guest in the hot seat. We got Amanda Devick. She is an NFT artist doing some exciting things, and I am excited about it. How you doing, Amanda?
I'm excellent. I hope you're all having a wonderful day.
Well, you know, I'm trying. It's a step in the right direction, though, getting to talk to you. I'll tell you that much. So,
Awesome.
tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do.
All right. Well, hey guys. So I got into crypto like 2017, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my daughter's 3. So I really got attracted to crypto as a way to sort of do something while I wasn't working, and it's been really great, all the opportunities that have come up so far. So I love that. I was really into Digibyte for a long time. I still love my Digibyte people.
I love the Digibyte people. I don't know if you know, I brought a couple of them on a few times.
Yeah, you had Josiah on at least once, right? Maybe a couple of times?
Twice, maybe 3 times. And then I had LT on a couple of times.
Yeah, I love LT.
LT. Okay.
Shout out to LT.
LT
She's awesome.
Is my, lady. She's like my crypto crush because she's hilarious.
I adore her. She's amazing.
You can, all right, this is a simple fact, Amanda. There can be the hottest chick on the planet, but she has the personality of a rock. No longer the hottest chick on the planet.
Yeah.
No longer the hottest chick on the planet. And that's because she's not into crypto, for one. And number 2, sorry, my ludicrous analogies get me. But the main thing, though, is Digibyte is a great project, and I like it quite a bit, and I'm close to that community. And I didn't even know you were involved in the Digibyte community.
Oh, hell yeah. Actually, I started doing digital assets before I got into NFTs. So I did Digi Assets first.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. And there's actually a lot of room for growth in Digi Assets. It's just that people need to get in there as entrepreneurs and build on the blockchain and offer those kind of platforms for it.
Oh, absolutely. And the blockchain is phenomenal. I think the reason why I've been single so long is because, like you, I'm attracted to crypto, not attracted to people.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Rule number 1, you must like crypto.
Rule number 1, you have to not be an idiot and understand the scope of the future.
Hell yeah. Yep. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's Digibyte's one of those blockchains that it just it's totally phenomenal. It doesn't get as much love as it deserves, but there's still fast. A ton of people that are super into it. So,
and it's fast, and it's a mass-producing block maker. Man.
For sure.
I mean, this isn't supposed to be about Digibyte, but
yeah, but I mean, I did spend a lot of time with that community, and that was kind of a segue into NFTs in the sense that, Digi Assets weren't quite catching up to that speed, and Ethereum blockchain has all those bells and whistles and fun things that people really like about digital assets.
Mm-hmm. Now,
so
real quick, one last thing about the Digibyte community. You know Blaz, right?
Oh my God, he's my I love Blaz.
I got familiarized with Blaz before I got familiarized with Digibyte.
Same.
Because there's a GIF that you can find on any platform of him saying, "Hail Satan." And
he is the GIF master.
And I was just when I realized it was him, I almost had a fangirl moment, right? Because I was like, I know you. You're the Hail Satan guy. And
oh man, I almost wish he was on this with us because he's he's great. He's got a great voice too, actually.
Oh, he's great people. We don't talk as much as I would like to, right? But Blaz, if you're listening right now, come on the podcast. Let's have a bro time. Bro time.
Yes.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Yes.
One of the things that I thought was really just mind blowing that a lot more companies, blockchains, etc., they didn't get into. So Blaz started this whole Digibyte memes phenomenon. And you look up blockchain memes and you're going to see like freaking 10, 20, 50, like thousands of GIFs that promote the Digibyte blockchain.
Oh yeah.
And it was like community-based marketing. You know, people just put the time in making these things. And
Well,
I mean, he
that's-
himself did like thousands.
I think because GIFs and stuff, they're art, they're art. And
Are they?
I think they're art. Memes is one of my
Yes.
love languages. Leave it alone. And
I love it. I love it.
like, so I'll be talking to I'll talk to a interesting person of my preferred gender, and we'll be on a platform that doesn't allow sending memes. I'm like, listen, this is never going to work if we don't take it off of here, for one. And two, I can't send you memes.
Or Discords that don't allow memes or
Oh,
GIFs.
no. Like, I'm
Hate
not,
that.
if there's not a meme section in a Discord, I'm not there.
Yeah.
Okay, there is, I have only two. There, I lied for a second. Give me a second. Contrition. I have contrition for lying. I have two separate servers. One's strictly for work for my massive fucking network of content I put out. And the second is for stuff. It's a serious thing that's meant to keep track of serious life stuff. So we decided to restrict memes outside of one channel.
Yeah.
Like memes are only allowed in one segment of the entire server because it's actually there to keep track of daily life stuff. So
Gotta organize the chaos, man.
yeah, organized chaos is my jam. And so tell me a little bit about your art journey. Do you have like a traditional art background, or is it all like pixel art? What is your thing?
Yes. So
And
I do have a story.
Oh, you have a story. Well, good thing I brought you on
kind
to the
of.
podcast. Because if you didn't have a story, the podcast would be kind of boring.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Buckle your seatbelts. No, it's not that crazy.
let me-
I went to art school.
I don't have
did.
a seatbelt. Will I be safe?
It's a good thing you're not doing podcasts from the car.
Oh, my.
Yes.
So I had a guy who was kind of tight with the Digibyte community, named Mike, and he's a stand-up comedian, and he tried to do his interview from the car while driving. And I'm like, Mike, it would be wonderful for my channel for you to die mid-interview. But I like you too much to let you do that to yourself. It'd be great. It'd be great for the exposure, right? But I don't really want that for him.
Yeah. I even have my AC on in here, and I hope it's not too
I can't hear it.
Okay, great. Awesome.
So art
My microphone's working. Yeah, I went to first of all, in high school, I took as many art electives as I could. It was all traditional art. So that was listening over and over and over again to like these art history classes most of the time, which I was like, there's so much happening though.
There is.
Why are we still on this stuff that's like ancient? But it's really good because it sort of offered some like basic compositional knowledge as far as portraits go.
Yeah.
And so that was helpful for sure.
To have a traditional art background.
Awesome.
I'll have to show you some later, right? But the art history classes, you're thinking there's so much going on in the world now, right?
Yeah.
Real quick,
for
what
sure.
is your favorite? Like, I know you do a lot of pixel art, which touches my nerdy soul just a little bit, right? But what is it very specifically, like outside of like, is pixel art your favorite art style? Or do you have like, because of course we have mediums that we love to work in, right? And then there's mediums that we really adore outside of what we have the capability to execute.
Oh, totally. So, I mean, for me, I always go back to a good paper or computer paper and a mechanical Bic pencil with stylized stuff. Like that's, comic books, stylized comic books were kind of what got me fascinated about art and the worlds that could be illustrated. I really liked that a lot. As far as stuff that I can't really do, anything that's like, like hyper realistic, but also has some kind of computer element to it. And I'm not talking about this like 3D art where you pull like, the figure, like the stock figure and put it in some kind of pose. I mean, like really intriguing, like hyper realistic stuff that has some kind of like surreal element to it.
Right.
I like stuff like that.
I love shit like that. That's my
Yeah.
that's my number one.
Or even like high fantasy stuff. Like I
Yeah.
really get into the high
Like,
fantasy
drawn
stuff.
from life, essentially. They're artists
Yeah.
that are really skilled at drawing from life, and then they choose to
And,
like draw
oh, you know,
deities and things like
like
that.
those
and
old
monsters.
school like 80s movies posters, like the Goonies and like
Conan the Barbarian.
yeah, like those old school 80s posters. Like
Yeah.
I thought that was always really intriguing.
I like
Art,
stuff like
too.
that, but punched up with digital. Like
Yeah.
that style of art, but done with the proper saturation.
And I have to say there's tons of pixel artists out there that I completely admire and like I wish I could take the time to create stuff like they create. Like Genuine Human is one that's on I think they're on Super Rare now, but definitely Known Origin and like just epically like detailed pieces with animation, pixel art, like really great stuff. And like I wish I could take the time to do it. It takes forever.
Well, when I do my preferred medium outside of digital is ink, and
Nice.
like it takes me anywhere from 18 to 26 hours.
I can't wait to see your stuff.
Oh, it's insane actually what some of the things I've done. And I'm not saying it lightly just because it's like I put a lot of work into what I do. Here, we'll put this up on the screen so people can see it, okay? This piece from start to finish took me 18 hours.
Grippy, man. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it's got the things, man. I have a love of surrealism and body horror, kind of like Junji Ito. But more stark, solid contrast, as where Junji Ito has more of a scattered stippling, as to where I like to fill in my spaces more. But I was doing
excellent, man.
I was doing what I was doing before I found Junji Ito. So the fact that some people say my stuff is reminiscent of that, I find it was a big compliment, right? Because Junji Ito is one of those names. I don't know if you're familiar with his work.
No, I actually haven't. I haven't checked out his stuff yet.
Junji Ito is an artist that has been in Japan for a long time, and he's known his big piece is known for the spiral infection, where like there was a virus that would create spirals on people.
Huh.
And he's known for a lot of body horror and just kind of surrealistic, disturbing imagery. Which, if you look
at person, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, if you look at my art, it's very easy to tell I am a fan of the same.
Yeah, that horror art thing it's very intriguing. There's an artist called Anastasia in Red that I really like. She's an illustrator and she does horror art stuff. Like she tends to lean towards more werewolves, vampires, monsters and things like that. But she's got a great style.
I gotta look her up real quick. It got me interesting. It got me interesting. Got me interested. Yeah, her stuff's cool.
Yeah, she's got some animated ones. I had to pick some of her stuff up on Hen.
I see that. What's really great about art is even if you feel kind of self-conscious about how your art is coming across, right? There's some people that are like, oh, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Because art is such a personal thing to where it's literally a projection of your like imagination, and it's so hard for people to replicate other people's styles, especially if they've spent a lot of time into it.
Hell yeah. I've got this this series, it's called Not Bound.
Yes,
and
I saw that. It seems like you have a penchant for that.
It's definitely always fascinated me. In this series, it was really more about subject matter, but it was interesting to see people's perception of not just the art, but me, based on what I like, the subject matter that I was approaching. And I thought that was really interesting. When you look at the series, like as a whole, it tells a bigger story, but like I found it really kind of funny and fascinating to see like the sort of assumptions that people had.
Is there anything you want to confirm and or deny in regards
I am
to
not a master knot maker. I am not. Many people have asked me like if I'm very talented with shibari kimbaku. Like I'm not personally very experienced with that. A lot of the series was about that feeling of getting comfortable with the constrictions that we need to become comfortable with in society. And
I know there's a lot of like shibari artists that draw the subject matter.
Uh-huh.
That they're not makers, they're not riggers, they're more on the rope bunny spectrum.
Yeah.
If you follow what I'm saying. So it's it's
So there was this place called the Armory in San Francisco that I was invited to many times when I lived out there. I did not participate in it, but it always was very fascinating to me. I think at the time I had a boyfriend that was like, don't put yourself in those situations, you know?
right.
But
Well,
it was
if you
really
ever
like
find
interesting
yourself
thing
wanting to
for
be
the
in
sake of
this
the
that
art.
sort of situation, everybody at home, do it with somebody you know, like
Yeah.
at home, not in public.
Not with random strangers that you meet on the internet.
Strangers you meet on the internet. That's how people
Yeah.
get murdered. I mean, there's a lot of risks involved and stuff like that. So just, just like in crypto, do your own research, make good choices.
Yeah.
Please, everybody, please. So you have this Not Bound series, right?
Yes. And actually, a lot of those pieces were in the 18 to 26 hour range because I was doing all the pixel art by hand. And they're
Right.
very detailed. And they're kind of like huge canvases. Like, I think I was working on like 540 for a lot of those. A couple of them were like 135.
Mm.
And that's like the, pixel ratio for the squares.
Right.
But it was like very cathartic. And I'm an insomniac. So it
Are
helped
you?
me. Yeah, for sure.
I too do not sleep.
It's, and when you're laying there and like the brain just is like going and going and going, sometimes like it's nice to just focus on something and
Yeah. I
shut off the thoughts.
sometimes I'll just lay there and I'll be like, this is pointless. I'm gonna just go do something.
Yeah, it gets to a point where you're like, if I don't do something, I'm just gonna hate myself later.
Right. So do you have a future series that you have planned?
Yes. And actually, this is really fun for me, and it's helping me connect with parts of myself that like I haven't really, invested time into for a while. When I was a kid, I was really into like fantasy things, Harry Potter
Same.
books. My dad and I, we used to play Dungeons and Dragons together with my brother.
Really?
Magic cards. Yeah, for sure.
I'm a
Yep,
paid
he
DM.
taught us.
I'm a paid
No
DM.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So you walk up to the Wall of Despair. It's 15 feet high and it's made of ice. The only reason why it's called the Wall of Despair is the last party that approached this wall rolled many ones and lost some fingers.
Man, you're an epic DM, I can tell.
Oh, no, it's last session. They literally walked up to this wall, right? And there was another path that was much more obvious that they should have taken. But they wanted to climb up this wall to go up the tunnel that ascends but they know they need to go down, right? But for whatever reason, they got fixated on it. And so you have disadvantage climbing this thing because it's solid ice. It's slick. It's not supposed to be climbed. So they lost so much HP, and one of them crit failed twice in a row. They crit failed on their check to climb, and then they crit failed on the check to see if it was just a regular fail rather than a catastrophic fail. So he catastrophically failed, and he's like part stone golem. He got his feet, he punched his fingers through the ice, his feet slipped, and the last digit on every finger tore off because he weighed 900 pounds.
There's no way. There's no way you're gonna be able to climb after that. Your party's up at the top, and you're like sitting there.
There's no way you're doing anything with your hands effectively after that. It's a good thing he's a warlock.
Oh man!
But like 3 hours table time.
Casting.
Yeah, 3 hours table time were taken up on this f***ing wall.
Well, it's because you made it sound so cool.
No, I didn't at the time.
Oh, jeez.
I was just
R.I.P.
like, yeah, no, it's just sometimes I'm not a player. I'm not a DM that will make the players do stuff. If they want to go do something, I will allow them and enable them to do so, even if it's stupid and most likely will get them killed.
Isn't it so much fun being able to exercise your imagination like that, though?
Yes.
And I think people have gotten away from that in big ways with all of this content that you can consume readily all the time. And,
it's
that
like,
was kind
can I interest you in everything all of the time, right?
All of the time. Absolutely.
Anything and everything.
So this project, Conjured Lands, actually came out of, so first it was Witchy Things, and it was an ERC 1155 collectibles project.
Witchy
The whole
Things?
concept was, yeah. Yeah, so I was like,
Oh.
I want to do like kind of cute, like witchy magical things and just see where that goes. And so, with the whole minting play on words, Poppy she's got Poppy's Potionery, and she accidentally invented magic mints because her brew hardened into these candies. And so that was like the first part of what eventually evolved into Conjured Lands. So it's all the same lore. And Conjured Lands, or in the Avatar project side of things, Mages of Conjured Lands, we're going to do a 10K project that is going to be different mages of the Conjured Lands.
Mm.
Within the Conjured Lands, there's the main city that we're going to focus on first, which is Spectral City. And there's just lots of different traits for each mage. I've got a few hundred, I think, that are going to be coded together. So I individually pixeled each trait and then set them up so that you can layer them together through coding.
Oh, that's cool. So you're like
And
equipping
yeah.
gear.
Yeah, you could have a staff or a wand, for example, or you could have any different, variety of hairstyle and color. And you could have either like a magic hat or a cloak, for example.
I have so many ideas to talk about
It's really fun.
with off of recording because I had a dream that was very similar to this.
Oh, great. Awesome. I can't wait to pick your brain and hear about it.
Oh no, it's I have dreams that are relative to insanity. I've been having crypto dreams, and it's like, huh.
That's so funny. My friend was just telling me because we're going to NFT NYC, and he was like, "Oh, I had this dream that we were like saving the world with NFTs at the conference." It's pretty funny. But yeah, so Conjured Lands, we have a website. It's conjuredlands.com. It's just a landing pad for now, but eventually that's going to be where people can mint and everything. And there's going to be something a little bit different about our project. We have a team, so it's not just me at this point. It's a lot of us, and we have an LLC. And one thing that we're going to be able to do that's different is people are going to be able to choose their alignment, whether it's good, evil, or neutral.
Ooh.
Yes. And based on what you choose, you're going to be able to access different traits.
I want to be a lawful good paladin that's 1.5 feet tall named Torok that has wings that smites anything.
That sounds pretty epic.
Yeah. He's the NPC for the primary campaign.
Nice.
Belt of Titan strength. So he's like 1.5 feet tall with a strength score of 29.
I like it.
But this is a cool project, and it's I have a very high love of high fantasy, and I just recently introduced my daughter to Lord of the Rings.
Awesome. It's great when you can share it with your kids. I can't wait till my daughter's like a little bit older and we can start geeking out on stuff like that.
And she helps me when she's here when we play D&D. She helps me run the table.
Oh, that's so cool. You play with her. That's awesome.
She controls the monsters that have a negative intelligence score. Because essentially, if they have a negative intelligence score, they basically have the mind of a child. So it's appropriate to allow a child to control those monsters.
You know how it is. Sometimes you get like, I'm not sure how much you remember being a parent of a toddler and how much time is involved with that. It's been really cool to just have to reconnect with some of those parts of myself that have been neglected for a while.
It is a interesting experience to be a parent. And I don't know, I feel like being a single dad to a little girl is very different than being a single mom to a little girl. It's a different experience just because I was never a little girl. And now I've watched so much Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Sailor Moon's pretty cool. Yeah. Not gonna lie. Yeah. I've seen the whole series. I am.
Being a single parent that works a lot can be very difficult. And
yeah.
So it's very cool that you found a way to work from home because that time is valuable.
100%.
Especially like if she's at the house and whatnot. And it's also a good example for them too, because it allows them to see what work ethic looks like.
Yeah, she's in the background right now. She's oh, I'm sure you can hear that. Yeah. So yeah, her dad's watching her right now and she's doing things that we don't want her to do. She doesn't like that. Getting carried away. Yeah. I want what I want when I want it. It's the mind of a toddler. What can you do?
Always. Always.
Yeah.
That's how they work.
I love her dearly.
Well, you got to, right?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to. I mean, the other option is you yeet them into the abyss.
Nah, she's very well loved and very well taken care of. Her grandparents spoil the heck out of her too. And
That's
it's
great.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
she's a special
So
kid.
anything you want people to know,
Well,
before
we
we
have a
close.
Discord. Yes, we have a Discord for Conjurelands, which is going to be just building community at this point. We're working on the roadmap, the official roadmap. I kind of sketched one out, but I want to get something in writing on the Discord so that people can look at that. We've got the website that has the Discord link and the Twitter link on it. So the Twitter is just at Conjurelands, no characters or spaces. And it's going to be fun. So get in early so you can start, networking with other people. I'm really, really excited to see people like come up with backstories for their characters based on like what mages they get.
oh, it's exciting. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, if you're like old school AOL RPG or whatever, we have a section in the Discord for that too.
Oh no!
like-
Don't tell me that.
You can type actions and stuff. And like,
Oh no! That's my childhood.
I know. No, me too. I was really like into that too when I was a kid. So
Yeah, that's I've been AOL RPing since dial-up.
yeah. So a little bit of fun, like, bring back the nostalgia stuff there, nostalgic stuff with the pixel art. It's all about that.
Well, that's wonderful. We could talk, I feel like, for a very long time.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely want to pick your brain about some of the ideas you had in your dream too. So
Yeah.
let's do it. Oh, we're friends now.
Are we? You want to make
Are we?
bunk beds in the garage?
Did you say bunk beds?
Bunk beds in the garage. Practice some karate.
Yeah.
Just don't put your
yeah,
balls in my
actually-
drum set, Amanda. Gosh.
I took karate when I was a kid.
Oh.
And in my adult life, part of the reason I was in the San Francisco area was for Wing Chun Kung Fu.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I love Wing Chun.
Yeah,
Like-
it's got a great history to it.
It's Ip Man's my dude, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were like our class is like watching all of them in Chinese, like bootleg style, before they came out dubbed.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really fun time.
Me and my dad, that's what we would do when he lived up here. We would watch Kung Fu movies
Sick.
like 2-3 times a week. And then now my dad lives in Florida, so I have a Kung Fu buddy. They come over every Thursday and watch Kung Fu movies.
Nice. That's
Only-
a great tradition.
Only Kung Fu. Only Kung Fu. Anything that's
Love
not
it.
Kung Fu, it's not on the screen on Thursday nights.
Got to.
Have to.
Got to.
But you know what? I think Kung Fu and Conjured Lands is a great place to stop.
Yep. Sounds good, man.
So I really appreciate your time, Amanda. Thank you for coming
And
out.
you know what? Thank you for inviting me.
Well, of course. Why wouldn't I? Because you're doing things. You're doing things in the space, and that's exciting.
Getting the hype rolling. Join the hype train. Come on.
Get
come
on the hype train, choo choo, motherfucker. Was that too much hype?
I think it was just enough.
All right. Well, folks, you know what time it is. Thanks for coming out. Thank you to my wonderful guests. You have to remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share to all of your friends, and ring the bell so you can get notifications for everything that's coming down the pipeline. We got new projects. We got NFT artists. We got things coming to you. You just don't ever know what's going to happen here on Crypto God. That being said, last thing you need to do when you get some of these NFT digital assets is you got to hold all that